Hey guys, GNT here, and today I want to talk about the new issue of Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man. So, yeah, it started off with Norman Osborn, and he was turning back into, Norman Osborn. You know, he had been Green Goblin all this time, apparently. But, yeah, he's turning back and whatnot, and then he went to a lab where you can see up in the top Doc Ock's tentacles, arms, whatever you want to call them. I don't know how that's going to go. But, anyway, that's a very little thing that happened in it. So, moving on, moving forward, we see that Miles is talking to what appears to be Peter Parker. I'm still not sure on this. But he's so shocked, and Peter just keeps asking him for his web shooters. He's like, can I have my web shooters back? Can I have my web shooters back? And he keeps on telling him that and whatnot, and Miles just keeps reacting all weird and whatnot. Then he grabs his face, and he's like, oh, those gloves aren't clean, are they? That is funny. But, what was it? I think he said they need to be washed. Either way, it was hilarious. And then Miles just starts spouting off insert profane word here, because you know they didn't actually put it there. And Pete's like, watch the language and whatnot. And then he tells him, hey, I need the web shoes. And when he grabs them, Miles, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he venom stings him. And Peter's like, hey, how did you get one and I didn't? And Miles is like, I think we were bit by different spiders and whatnot, you know. But anyway, Peter was not having it. So he basically knocked him out, took his shooters, and left. Now, afterwards, he goes over to Actually, we before that happens, we move over to these two guys that they're calling Spider-Men. They're Spider-Men attacking us. No, men, plural. Yeah, we move over to these two guys that are looking for something that Tony Stark labeled Latveria. So it probably has something to do with Doom. Dr. Doom, for those who don't just get Doom. Anyway, originally I kind of thought that Peter was one of those two, you know, and I feel like Miles is like going all over the place saying clone, 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 he's clone, 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 clone. I feel the same way, kind of, but wouldn't it be interesting if that was actually the real Peter Parker? I mean, that would be cool. But either way, whether it's a clone or the real one, if he is not one of those two guys that's attacking that, I don't even know what to call it, a warehouse, a shipyard, one of them. If he's not one of those two, then I'm sure that pretty soon him and Miles will team up to take down those two. I think that's the whole thing that they're leading up to. These two are going to fight those two. But anyway, when we cut back to Miles, he's heading towards Gank. And when he goes to Gank's house, he tells him that he thinks it's a clone. And Gank asks him to stop repeating clone over and over. But that's what he was doing, and I can understand him. But he asked him where to get that idea from, and he tells Gank that Jessica Drew is a clone of Peter Parker. And Gank says, well, Peter Parker had a great tush, man. And I found that hilarious. But Gank's a cool dude. I mean, Jessica Drew is pretty hot, so I'll let that slide. And then, frick, I cannot think of her name right now. Miles' girlfriend, we'll just call her that. I can't think of her name for anything right now. But she walks up and asks them what they're talking about. They're like, oh, nothing. And she's like, what are you talking about, me? And then Miles is like, no. The gangster's like, yes. And then Miles tells her that he has to tell her something very important about himself. So I'm guessing next issue, when it starts up and you think he's about to say, I'm Spider-Man, something's gonna happen and he's gonna have to leave before he tells her. I can guarantee it. Well, almost guarantee it. That's the way I think it's gonna go down. But who knows? Maybe he will tell her. But yeah, then it says to be continued. So that is pretty much the issue. Yeah, it was great. I'd actually say out of 5, I'd have to give it at least a 4.5, if not a 5, because this was great. I love this freaking comic. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace out.